So we are looking at vicious cycle of poverty, okay, that is developed by Nurkse, and in his book The Problem of Capital Formation in Underdeveloped Country, he has talked about vicious cycle of poverty. So according to Nurkse, okay, the reason that poor country are poor, okay, is because there is a vicious cycle of poverty, okay, that they are facing. And what is the reason for that? It is a problem of capital formation in this developing. Okay, in this developing country, you have problem of capital formation. So according to Nurkse, okay, why vicious cycle of poverty operates in underdeveloped country? Because there is a lack of capital formation. And he defined vicious cycle of poverty as circular consternation of forces that tend to act and react upon one another in such a way so as to keep poor country in a state of poverty. Okay, circular consternation. What do you mean by circular consternation? When I am saying circular consternation, it means that there is a things that are getting assembled together in a circular way. Okay, and they tend to act and react upon one another in such a way so as to keep poor country in a state of poverty. Okay, this whole argument he has summarized or sum up by saying that a country is poor, okay, because it is poor. So if you tell this argument to anyone, a country is poor because it is poor, they will say, what is significant in this argument? Okay, it is saying the same thing. A country is poor because it is poor. What does it mean? Okay, it means that in the underdeveloped country, okay, we have vicious cycle of poverty. Okay, so there is a circular consternation. That means there are things coming up as a meaning together. Okay, and it will keep rotating in such a way, okay, creating forces that tend to act and react upon one another in such a way so as to keep poor country in a state of poverty. Okay, so this is what he means by a country is poor because it is poor, and he looked it from both demand and supply side. So this vicious cycle of poverty, okay, operate in underdeveloped countries. Since it operates in underdeveloped country, so it retard growth. Okay, retard growth and economic development. Okay, development. Once we are able to break this vicious cycle of poverty, okay, if we are able to break this vicious cycle of poverty, then it is possible for the underdeveloped country to develop. Okay, and as I told you that this vicious cycle of poverty we have from both demand and supply side. That is why a country is poor. Okay, because it is poor, because this vicious cycle of poverty, okay, we are facing not only from supply side, we are also facing from demand side. Okay, so this vicious cycle of poverty operate both from demand as well as supply side. Okay, so I have talked about supply side in the previous section, supply side and demand side. So vicious cycle of poverty operates from supply side as well as demand side. Okay, so first I have looked at supply side. Okay, vicious cycle of poverty from supply side. Here, so in underdeveloped country, okay, you have no income. In underdeveloped country, you have no income. When you have no income, okay, you will be having no saving. When saving is no, investment will be low. Okay, and when investment will be no, productivity growth will be no. Then productivity will be no. Productivity, let me write Y by then. Okay, when productivity is no, your income will be no. Okay. So what he is saying is that in underdeveloped country, production is no. Okay, production is no. Why? Because you have no level of capital formation, and the reason that you have no level of capital formation because you have no level of income. Why we have no level of income? Because we have no level of capital formation. Because that is what he is discussing in this book. Since we have no level of income in the underdeveloped country, so saving and investment is no. Okay, we require saving and investment, then only capital formation happen. Okay, since saving and investment is no, so capital formation will be no. Okay, and since you have no level of investment, productivity will be no. Okay, so what will happen? You will be having no level of income because you have no level of capital formation. From supply side, when we are talking about poverty, okay, it is related to your no level of income. Okay, poverty refers to no level of income from supply side. After this, I have looked at vicious cycle of poverty from demand side. Okay, so from demand side, okay, we look at size of the market. Poverty arises because size of the market is small. Okay, so this underdeveloped country has no income. Okay, so no income, people have no income. So what will happen in the economy? People have no purchasing power. So market demand will be less. So what we can see, you have a small size of the market. Okay, so when you have a small size of the market, inducement to invest will be no. So when inducement to invest will be no, what will happen? Productivity will be no. Okay, you have inducement to invest will be no, then you will be having no investment, and when you have no investment, your productivity will be no. Okay, that means income is no. Okay, so from demand side, okay, poverty arises because size of the market is small. Okay, because the size of the market is small, okay, we have no investment because their inducement to invest is no. Why size of the market is no small? As I have told you that, okay, in the underdeveloped country you have no income. Okay, there is not much enough people employed, so purchasing power of the people is less. When purchasing power of the people is less good will be demanded. Market demand is no, so the size of the market is no. And size of the market is no, we investing is no, productivity is no, so income will be no, or production will be no. So vicious circle of poverty operate from both demand and supply side. Therefore, we see that this circular concentration of forces, the thing that are coming up together, okay, in a circular way, is not only from supply side, it is also from demand side. Okay, and that is what creating vicious. That is what creating this underdeveloped country or keeping this underdeveloped country in a state of poverty. Okay, and according to Nurkse, okay, this vicious circle of poverty arises because of lack of capital formation in the underdeveloped countries. Okay, because of lack of capital formation, we have vicious circle of poverty. Okay, this is what I have talked about. Okay, then I have talked about solution. What solution we can have from demand and supply side? How to solve vicious circle of poverty? Okay, so solution from supply side. Okay, I have talked about that. Increase saving. Okay, not only increasing saving but also investing this saving in productive activity is required. Okay, when it is saying that solution from supply side required, that we need to increase saving. Okay, this increase in saving must be invested in productive activity, and this investment should be taking place in all the sectors simultaneously, and all the sector must be mutually interdependent. Then only we will be having external economies and complementarities. Right? Okay, in this way we can solve this vicious circle of poverty from supply side. Then he has talked about solution from demand side. Okay, so when we are setting a mutually interdependent industries, okay, what will happen? Large number of people are getting job, they are getting employed. Okay, so they will create demand for each other product. What they will do? They will create complementarity of market on the demand side. Okay, so on the industry will flourish. So he concluded this part by saying that a balanced growth is set on a balanced diet. Okay, if we want balanced growth, it is set on a balanced diet. Okay, This is what we have discussed in the vicious cycle of poverty, and we concluded by criticizing this model on three grounds. First, here this Nurkse is talking about balanced growth, okay, but he talked in relation to private economy, okay, but simultaneous investment required planning, okay. So when you have private economy and when they are taking simultaneous investment, okay, so there can be bottleneck, okay. So it required planning. We cannot have simultaneous investment without planning. Private economy, if they participate to take simultaneous investment, it will create bottleneck in the economy. Second, we talk about that when you have simultaneous investment, it can have real and monetary cost, okay, and that will make it unprofitable. It will make it inefficient, okay. So it is not possible for the private sector to take simultaneous investment at the same time and create mutually interdependent industries, okay. Third, he talking about setting up new industries, okay. He has not considered cost reduction in the existing industry. There can be cost reduction in the existing industry and efficiency can be increased. That aspect has not been looked up, okay. This is what we have done in the previous lecture. In today's lecture, I am going to look at balanced growth given by Nurkse. This balanced growth concept, as I discussed at the beginning of the lecture, okay, is also discussed by Rodan also, okay. Vicious cycle of poverty is also discussed by Kindenberger, okay. So they have different kind of argument, okay, but we are focusing only on what Nurkse is talking about, okay. Before I proceed, there are few terms that I want to talk about. First is your social overhead capital, okay. As I told you people that social overhead capital, okay, means you are making investment in education and communication, in public utilities like water, electricity, in transportation, okay. So all these things constitute your social overhead capital, okay. Here what we are doing, we are providing basic facility needed for the community and society in the case of social overhead capital, okay. Then we have economic overhead capital, okay, that is required for the economy to progress, like road, power, telecommunication, okay. Communication I have talked here also I am talking about, okay. So this social overhead capital, okay, can be used as economic overhead capital, okay, and economic infrastructure. So there can be overlapping also. So it doesn't matter, okay. If there is overlapping, it does not matter. Social overhead capital basically are the basic facility needed for the society and community. Economic overhead capital required for the economy to progress, okay. So this social overhead capital can be used as economic overhead capital also, okay. One more thing I have discussed, direct productive activity, okay. This will be taken by the private sector, okay. Here what they will do investment, okay, that need to direct increase in production of goods and services, okay. Here investment will be done that need to direct increase in production of goods and services. So this is the general definition that we have, okay. The definition that I am going to discuss tomorrow in the tomorrow lecture, and I am going to discuss about unbalanced growth, okay, will be in terms of external economies, okay, that is social overhead capital and direct productive activity will be creating. Let me finish it here, so the concept will be clear, then it will be easy for you people to understand. So when you are making road, you are making transportation, say you are making transportation facility, okay, road, railway, airways, whatever, okay, power, telecommunication, okay. So creating social overhead capital, okay, will create more external economies than it appropriate. Basically, when we are providing social overhead capital, okay, it will create more external economy than it appropriate, okay. Here, if I am making transportation, if I am making communication, okay, it will be creating external economies to other industries, okay, and it will appropriate less of it. But in case of direct productive activity, that will be taken by the private sector, okay. So here they will appropriate more external economies than they create, okay. So when I want to set up industry, I require power, I require telecommunication, I require transportation. So I will appropriate more external economy than I will create in the direct productive activity. But in the case of social overhead capital and economic overhead capital, they will create more external economies. Okay? Can you everyone? Okay. After this, we have horizontal integration of industry. These are the terms I am going to use, that is why I am discussing horizontal integration and vertical integration of industry. Okay. So when I am talking about horizontal integration, okay, here what firm do? Firm do acquisition of another firm in the same line of business. Okay. When they do acquisition of firm in the same line of business, okay, they gain control over the whole market. Okay. In case of horizontal integration, okay, what firm do? Firm do acquisition of another firm in the same line of business. Okay, and in this way, they gain control over the whole market. But in the case of vertical integration, okay, expansion strategy involved to take control over the supply chains. Okay, what you do? You acquire in the stages of production, you acquire one or more of the supply chain activity or distribution activity. Okay, so here the purpose is to take control of whole industry. Okay, so here you are controlling the supply chain, you are making acquisition of the industry or firms in the industry. Okay, so here you are capturing the whole market, here you are capturing the whole industry. Okay, so these are the terms that I am going to use, so I have finished it. Now, balanced growth. Okay, if you remember, we have started the balanced growth definition, and the definition that I have given you people is the synchronized application of capital. Okay, synchronized means at the same time. Synchronized application of capital in different industries. Okay, we are making synchronized synchronized application of capital in different industries. Okay, what will it do? It will increase the general efficiency level and enlarge the size of the market. Okay, the first thing that Nurkse talk about is that we need to have synchronized application of capital in a wide range of different industries. What it will do? It will increase the general efficiency level and enlarge the size of the market. So front-end attack of this sort, this is called front-end attack. Front-end attack of this sort in the form of wave of capital investment. Okay, front-end attack of this sort in the form of wave of capital investment in different industries. Okay, is called balanced growth by Nurkse. Okay, what is balanced growth? It is a synchronized application of capital, okay, in a wide range of different industries that will increase the general efficiency level in the economy and enlarge the size of the market. So front-end attack of this form, okay, what it will do? It will create wave of investment. Okay, in number of different industries we are making investment, so it will create a wave of investment, capital investment. Okay, and that is what Nurkse called balanced growth. Okay, so when he talked about balanced growth, so we required balance. Okay, or you can say harmony, proportional relationship. Okay, between different sectors. Okay, so balanced growth basically means, number one, balance in different consumption good industry. Then why people are joining it? Balance in different consumption goods industry, balance between consumption goods and capital goods, Then you have balance between agriculture and industry. Then you have balance between domestic sector and foreign sector. Okay. Then you require balance between economic overhead capital and social overhead capital and direct productive activity. I have discussed the definition of this one. Then you require balance between vertical and horizontal integration of industry. Okay. So what is balance growth? It is a synchronized application of capital in a wide range of different industries. Okay, and that will create increase in general efficiency level and enlarge the size of the market. So according to Nurkse, frontal attack of this sort in the form of wave of capital investment in different industries is called balance growth. Okay, so what we require? We require in the balance growth, we require balance between different consumption goods industry, between consumption good and capital goods industry, balance between agriculture and industry sector, then balance between domestic and foreign sector, then balance between economic and social overhead capital and direct productive activity, and then we require balance between vertical and horizontal integration of industry. Okay. In order for getting this balance, okay, we talk about demand and supply side. Okay. In order to have balance on this sector, okay, we require to nuke it from the demand as well as supply side. On the supply side, balance. Okay. So supply side, he is saying that we need to have simultaneous setting up of own industries, mutually interdependent industries. Okay, to take advantage of external economies and complementarities. Okay, what he is saying I have discussed already. Okay, in the vicious circle of poverty, that means we need to set up simultaneously own industries. Okay, to take advantage of external economies and complementarities. Okay, the demand side balance, what we require when we are setting up on the industries simultaneously. Okay, what will happen? Job will be created. So purchasing power of the people will increase. So people have purchasing power. Okay, large number of people, they will demand goods and they will create demand for each other. Okay, when demand for each other good will be created, then you will be having complementarity of demand in the market. Okay, so you will be having complementarity of demand in the market. Okay, here we have said that in the demand side, okay, the case of balance growth set on the balance diet. Okay, if people are having job, they will be having purchasing power. Okay, so large number of people will be demanding goods, size of the market will be increasing. When size of the market will be increasing, okay, demand for each other industry product will be created. Okay, thus complementary of demand in the market need to balance growth. Okay, so the case of balance growth set on a balanced diet. For balance growth, okay, Nurkse has not talked that we need to have closed economy. Okay, we no need to have autarky. Okay? We no need to close the economy and have balance growth. Okay, but he is also not favor of foreign trade. Okay, the reason being this developing country, okay, what they are producing primary commodity. Under developed countries, he not in favor of foreign trade. Okay, he not saying that we need to have closed economy, autarky. Okay, but he is also not in favor of foreign trade. The reason being, in underdeveloped country, they are mainly producing primary goods. Okay, and there is not much demand in the developed country for primary goods. Okay, second thing, there can be restriction imposed by the developed country, other countries. Okay, so we cannot rely on this foreign trade for development. Okay, that is why he is saying there is only one way this underdeveloped country can develop is to make simultaneous investment. When this underdeveloped country is making simultaneous investment, okay, what will happen? They will come out of vicious circle of poverty. Okay. At the same time, okay, when they are coming out of vicious circle of poverty from the supply side, okay, it is also enlarging size of the market from demand side. Okay, so market will be automatically created domestically. Okay, that is why they are propagating that we need to have simultaneous investment. Then money we can have harmony, and in order to create harmony, we need to have proportional relationship among different sectors. Okay, and then only we can have equilibrium growth in the economy. Okay, and this is the way we can break the vicious circle of poverty in the underdeveloped country. Okay, so this is what you have in the balanced growth. Next, I am going to look at difference between balanced growth and unbalanced growth. So balanced growth you know already. Okay, here we are doing synchronized application of capital in a wide range of different industries, okay, to increase efficiency level in general and enlarge the size of the market. Okay, so here we have synchronized application of capital. In case of unbalanced growth, okay, what we are doing, we are looking at a specific industry. Okay, the industry that are strategically important. Okay, so we are looking at strategically important industry. Okay, here development path. When we are talking about development path in the balanced growth, okay, here we are saying that we need to have simultaneous development of on industry. Okay, so simultaneous investment should be taking place. Okay, in on the sector. Okay. So here we will be having harmony. Okay, we will be having proportional relationship among different industries in terms of their growth. Okay, proportional relationship among different industries, and we will be having equilibrium. The purpose is to create equilibrium. Okay, but here we are deliberately doing unbalance. Okay. The purpose is to keep disequilibrium. Okay, when I am saying disequilibrium, that means there will be tension, there will be no harmony, that means there will be tension. Okay, then here you are talking about equilibrium, here we will be having disequilibrium, and here we will be having disproportion. So here they are saying that we have to focus on a specific industry, we have to create tension, we have to create disproportion. Okay, then only economy can grow. How economy can grow? Once this sector have developed, okay, then the gain from this sector we can use for the development of other sector, because underdeveloped country lack in terms of resources. Okay, that is the reason why we have to create disproportionate relationship. Okay, so here development path is about creating disequilibrium. Third, when we are talking about balanced growth, okay, it requires huge capital investment. In case of unbalanced growth, we are looking at a specific sector, so it does not require huge capital investment. Okay, so less capital investment is required compared to balanced growth. Okay, when we are talking about balanced growth, okay, setting up on the social overhead capital at the same time, creating external economies of scale. Okay, so this strategy requires long period planning. Here, in the case of unbalanced growth, we are looking at a specific strategically important sector. Okay, so planning can be done in short period. Okay, here the limiting factor in case of balanced growth. Okay, according to Kindenberger, it is the size of the market. Okay, limiting factor. Okay, here is the size of the market, and according to Nurkse, as we have done, okay, it is lack of capital formation. So size of the market and lack of capital formation is a limiting factor in the case of balanced growth. But here, when we are talking about unbalanced growth strategy, okay, here limiting factor is the entrepreneurial skill, okay, and decision making ability. So limiting factor are entrepreneurial skill and decision making activity. Okay, so this is what we have in the balanced growth and unbalanced growth. In the tomorrow lecture, I am going to look at unbalanced growth strategy by Husman. Just wait.